Thanks so much for tuning in to the Trade Setup with me, Niraj Shah, and of course, season's greetings to everybody. Let me start with something that you should know, since all of us are flying and all of us are gonna do that continuously between fuel combustion and aircraft contrails, aviation accounts for about 5% of human-caused warming. Now remember, this is sticky because airplanes aren't gonna go electric, right? So, and if others go electric and that pollution comes off, then this percentage may only rise. But what has risen truly is Apple. I mean, just look at those statistics for Apple. Apple approaches the 4 trillion valuation mark. It's pulled ahead of Nvidia and Microsoft in the race in the recent past. I think since the last couple of months, since early November, there has been a 16% jump in shares, which adds up to about $500 billion in value. It's dwarfed. Apple now dwarfs the combined market value of Germany and Switzerland's main stock markets as well. Quite phenomenal, really, what's happening to Apple, really. So keep an eye out for that. But okay, and remember, iPhone shipments in India have exceeded the 10.7 billion mark in 2024. This is as of 6th or 7th December. It's comfortably overtaken Samsung as well, and it's surpassed FMCG giants like HUL and Nestle. Quite a telling statistic for what Apple is doing in India and thereby worldwide as well. I'm sure India plays a large part for Apple's fortunes. Anyways, let's get to markets. There is very little in markets to report, really, because it's just the holiday fever that has gripped everybody. Nasdaq is up about 1%, yes, which is great. Futures are flat, though. Asia is well, a bit of green, a bit of red all across, and our markets which are both a green and a red, because small cap index didn't have a day in the green, are suggesting a flat start in the session today. So what's the trade setup for the day looking like? I mean, there is non-directional activity very likely, and it's better for traders to trade on levels. So don't try and trade on direction, trade on levels. If it's eclipsed a particular level, you want to initiate long, do that. Short, vice versa, but with strict stop losses, because you know, these markets have a way of turning around, as we saw in trade yesterday as well. Very, very choppy and volatile. So stop losses might help, but trade with levels. I think portfolios by and large are underweight autos, and we are seeing that in the way the auto index is performing. But defense today may be very, very active. There are 3 notes on defense. I'll speak about one of them, but there are 3 research notes on defense, and therefore defense stocks might be ones which might be very interesting to monitor today. And just the kind of subscription that we're seeing in companies shows that the IPO mania is alive and kicking. I mean, this is, of course, I mean, actually, before we get to that, what I wanted to talk about was the subscription numbers for a DAM Capital, Transrail, Mamta Machinery. Some massive subscription out there, and which effectively shows that the IPO fever is alive. I mean, DAM Capital 82 times, Transrail decent as well, and Mamta Machinery egregious, some 180 times or thereabouts. Just shows how active the primary market is. And from IPOs closing today, this is not closing today, by the way. The other 3 are, and Senores Pharma is subscribed 13.93 times. You would suspect that this one could have a decent subscription. And Unimec on day 1 has actually been subscribed 3.82 times. You probably expect this one to end with some fairly heavy subscription numbers. So keep an eye out for these 2 in particular, but never know, these might also shine. But these 2 in particular look very interesting. Okay, what about stocks to watch today? I think some mention firstly, actually, if we can, before this, do we have the list of the price and volume buzzers, in which case we should try and get those. But remember, stocks like India Cement, there's Sadhana Nitrochem, there is Adani Wilmar. All of these had massive price volume activity in trade, so keep an eye out for those. Then watch out for PG Electroplast, has partnered with Whirlpool. Okay, just playing tricks. Let's just get the PG Electroplast plate now. Has partnered with Whirlpool for semi-automatic washing machines, and Whirlpool is a repeat client for them. I don't think this is as big a deal for Whirlpool as it is for PG, so watch out for this one. It's been a rank outperformer, by the way. The last 3 years, PG Electroplast has really given returns as good as almost any other stock. But watch out for this one, a thumbs up from my end today. So that's the first one on my list. Watch out for Vraj Iron and Steel has started the commercial operation of sponge iron plant today. Therefore, suspect that Q4 could be a good one for Rajayan. Watch out for this one, 222, and could be interesting in the session today as well. Got to watch out for MIC Electronics. It's a small cap stock, but it's got the nod for capacity cum capability assessment for GPS based info systems from the requisite authorities. Maybe this stock reacts a little bit. I confess, don't know too much about MIC, but keep an eye out, may react. So that's one more to watch out for. Vedanta will trade ex-dividend from today, 8 rupees dividend. The stock might have a bit of soft day today because the dividend amount gets deducted. So watch out for this one. And like I was saying, right, defense stocks might be active now. You might ask why. There are three notes, like I said, Phillip Capital, Nuvama, and Elara. I've chosen Elara. It was handy, and the things that they are saying are very interesting. So they say that they expect ordering flow to rise sharply in Q4. I think a lot of people have made this point earlier, so keep that in mind. The inflows for HAL may jump by 1.2 trillion or 1.2 lakh crores in FY26. Can you imagine for a single company to get that kind of order inflow in one single year? That's Elara's estimates, of course. We'll try and talk to HAL, but this is staggering. And they remain positive on India's defense story. The top ideas are HAL, BEL, BDL, and Garden Reach Shipbuilders. There is Phillips Capital and Nuvama also, which have come out with notes. Watch out for defense, may well be the sector of the day today. So lots to talk about, of course, during the course of the day as well. But can't leave this without wishing all our viewers who are watching the trade setup a Merry Christmas and a great time over the next 24 to 48 hours. Make the most of the festive spirit. Thanks so much for tuning in.